All right. Well, are we ready to get going today?
Yeah.
I'm in favor of closing this out as quickly as we can. If you guys are
Yeah,
up
for
to the
sure.
same
Yeah.
thing.
All right, so who's first?
Okay. We want to start recording.
I am recording.
You're recording. Great. Well, I might have had the first slide. I can't remember.
Let's see. I think so.
2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
Share real quick. I think I sent them to you the other day, but okay. You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
First question was, what is core competency? And then along with that, what are the core competencies of the companies for which you work? And for that second part of the question, I just listed what we would consider our core competencies here at the company that I work for, but I didn't know if we wanted to include everybody's or change that, but we might want to talk about that a little bit. But the first part of the question was pretty basic. What is core competency? Pretty much straight out of the book, rephrased a little bit, but 4 things really. It's critical to a competitive advantage. It's difficult for competitors to imitate. It can be leveraged in different businesses or markets, and it creates customer benefits to the end product. Probably would be a better phrase for that. And then what our core competencies here at Veterans United would be, the first and foremost, our culture builds us the ability to recruit and retain our talent. Small town, it's tough to get the right people, but our culture, we don't have to compete on salary. We can compete on, just because we're a great place to be. And then fantastic marketing team with their lead generation. And we've seen that little bit of history on our company, owned by 2 brothers who would be considered serial entrepreneurs, leveraging their ability to generate leads and close those out. So that's good. So that would be the next one. Third for us would be the ability to quickly adapt and adjust to change. We've grown from, since I started 10 years ago, 50 employees to about 2,200 now, 10 years later, and that's just because we can quickly adapt and adjust to the market. And then the last one would be our customer service. So,
So these are pretty broad, so they kind of fit in with, what my company would do. Culture is a big thing. We have a lot of young engineers and salespeople, have a lot of talent. Lead generation, maybe not so much, but we could say, in my company, our relationships with our distributors are a really big part of what we do. So that would be a core competency at Franklin Control Systems. And then also, as a whole company, not just my portion of the company, is basically our ability to integrate. So when we acquire a new company, we're able to quickly sort of understand what they do and get rid of any double dipping. Yeah.
and what was the name of your company?
Franklin Electric.
Right. I know a little bit about Franklin. I was a double E computer engineering major, and I worked for a power plant too with the control systems and things like that. So
Nice.
a little bit of my background. That was a long time ago.
Should we just combine
We can.
core competencies and just
We
list
probably can. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. You have anything, Stacy?
Not at this time, no.
That looks good.
All right.
Might as well just do both of yours while you're on sharing.
Well, mine's the same one, yeah, that we've all got.
Okay.
So it's just summarizing this one. I don't know if somebody else wants to take lead on the Cola Wars or not. We all answered questions on those, so.
Right. Let me just pull up mine and then we can just sort of combine them all. I tried not to look at yours when I was doing mine
Yeah.
so that we didn't repeat. Okay.
Let me see.
Does somebody want to compile these? It doesn't matter to me. It's not my strength, I would say, but I could do it. I looked at them. Let me see. Who's all do we have? Tyson had a few.
Okay. Yeah, well, we're sort of on the same track. So let's see. You said market penetration into untapped markets.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they've been doing anyway is, yeah, for the first one, 3 most important actions, objectives. And here's, this is going to be a weakness of mine. I'm more big picture and less detail. And so it says, what are the actions they should take? I don't know if I would consider these actions, but that's kind of the big picture of where I would go. So, market penetration, better innovation, and healthier, greener alternatives. I think that basically summarizes the problems that they're facing with the 2 companies that they have now. So, on both sides. So that's, addressing those 3 things I think would be great.
Should we give examples? Because I said sort of the same thing except more detailed. So I said instead of healthier, greener alternatives, I said eco-friendly bottling, which would be more specific of what you said.
Yeah.
Just a better highlight of what's going on. I said diversification. You said innovation, market penetration.
Right.
Kind of the same idea.
Market penetration. Yeah, and then the mergers goes into a little bit of expanding the market.
I said mergers. I don't know. I think kind of the 3 things you put there are probably the most important. Mergers would maybe be not a primary goal, but something that they could look into. Leave that out. Any thoughts, Casey?
I kind of focus on Coke improving their internal processes, like creating more core competencies. And I focused on Pepsi innovating more. Then it talked about the difficulties with creating a non-related portfolio. So I just put that Coke and Pepsi should create a solid related portfolio. That way they can maximize the core competencies.
Okay. That's a good way to put it, considering that's sort of what this chapter was talking about. Let me see if I can pull yours up, Stacy.
I can share it.
Do you want me to stop?
I just found it. So. Okay, internal processes, innovate more, and create a solid related portfolio. Okay. Okay, so how can we combine the 3 of ours into 3 things?
Can you see it?
Yes.
Yep.
I got a new computer and it's just not doing what I want it to do.
All right. I think we're all pretty much saying the same thing. You know, we just kind of rephrase it. If we take the three bullet points, he wanted 3 for each one. To me, here, let's do this. Let's just at the end, we've all got one question. There's 3 of us. Let's tackle one question and we'll summarize it based off of the things we talked about. Will that work? I can take the first question. One of you guys can take the next one. The other can take the third, and then we'll send them in. I'll even compile them if that works. Otherwise, I feel like we could be on here for 2 hours discussing, you know, the wording on these.
Okay.
Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
As long as I don't have the 25-year goal one, because I found that one extremely annoying.
Yeah, I have some generic goals there. So it's kind of what you have to shoot for in 25 years, right? So.
Well, it's like how much more can they grow? But that's not, we'll get to that one.
Okay. All right, let's look at 2. Increased digital media presence. That is a great one, actually.
That is cool.
Okay.
Agree with that.
XYZ. Okay. Well, eco-friendly alternative juice blends. Okay, so that goes along. I think it's good to sort of align some of them as well. So the eco-friendly in the let's do it now, and then it'll also make a 5-year goal. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I made more generic, well, not generic, but more smart goals, you know, like gain 5% market share, decrease plastic consumption by 10%, and expand product line, to be more heavily focused on non-CSD, so to be, you know, more than, say, 30% PSD products, more than 30% non-CSD products, so they're more diversified. I would just basically put numbers to what we said in 1. So maybe I'll take that one.
Yeah, looks like we kind of along the same lines. The thing with me, with both of them is, you know, that whole arena is, you know, the image has gone down due to, you know, bad image or bad brand. So, you know, just focusing on the brand to rebuild the brand into something healthier and greener. But there's all kinds of ways to do that. You know, the healthier and greener, all natural, organic stuff falls in line. The, you know, decreasing plastic consumption falls in line. This, you know.
Okay. And then digital media preference. Present. That'll go with essentially branding and market share.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome, Stacy. Good thinking. All right. And then diversification was probably what I'd put as a 3rd one. Okay. All right. Okay, I think I have some good notes there. Okay, so what did you guys say for 25 years?
Well, I don't like the concept of 25-year goals anyway. I just don't. Maybe for an individual or a person or a family, those are amazing. But I just don't think setting 25-year goals is fair to the company, because the likelihood of the leadership maintaining, or the likelihood of whatever is going on is going to be the same. To just think 25 years is too far into the future. Why not say 1,000 years? You know, let's talk about a millennium here. You know, why stop at 25? So anyway, the thing for me, and what was difficult for me to think in that, was just how much bigger can they get? To me, after 25 years, you're pretty much going to be at a plateau. You know, unless you just completely build an entire other company, you know. that's not in the same realm. I mean, you'd have to diversify, in unrelated ways. So maybe that would be one of the goals, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I think you just have to be very broad. So one of the ones I said was become a market leader in non-CSD products, which is kind of like what you said with diversify somewhere else, build a different branch of
But non-CSDs may not even be relevant, in 25 years.
True, yeah.
We
That's
may
all.
be all hooked up to, saline bags walking around. I don't know. Who knows how we're going to be fueled in 25 years?
Well, that's non-CSD, right?
I guess so. You're right.
Or some other market, whatever that may be.
Right. You're right. You're right. Same concept though, diversification.
I don't know. Maybe because I kind of watch a lot of sci-fi, I just try to see what did they project about the future. A lot of times they project a lot of pollution.
Yeah.
So I kind of say, well, what about creating refill kiosks for customers to refill their beverages, different type of beverages, and then like having Coke and Pepsi have branded refillable aluminum bottles where people can refill gallons of whatever they're trying to, like if it's water, if it's
Basically innovating the recycling concept.
Yeah.
You don't have to recycle. You're 100% recycling is not an option. You're reusing.
Yeah.
They're pushing the reuse to make things a little more green.
But why not do that in 5 years then?
Yeah.
The problem with 25 years is we don't know what kind of innovations are going to be made before then, so we can't.
Right. So
Let's do, I don't know, I can't.
I don't know. It could be as well. 25 years. Why compete anymore? Maybe buy each other out. So have Coke. Maybe there's a merger at that point. Who knows? It's just interesting. I think that's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
It's tough to ask, tough to answer.
So I like the first point though from Stacy, refill kiosks for customers to refill their different beverages. Health snack food division is just in line with both of what you've said and I have said.
Yeah, the diversification in there.
Other market, yeah. I said become a world leader. So right now they're a North American leader, but are they a world leader? Maybe they already are.
They're recognized by 95% of all U.S. or all worldwide citizens, not just U.S. citizens.
Right.
Coke is anyway. Pepsi's not.
Okay. Oh, and then I also said integration.
You said market leader. I said world dominance. I mean, that's kind of the same.
Yeah. Have a leader in the Coke division run for president and win.
Let's not get into politics now.
Okay, so do you have some ammo, Stacy, if you want to compile the third one?
Do you have enough, Stacey? You think you could? Did we give you enough info to?
Yeah, I can.
Really?
Third one.
Okay.
Why don't we just do your other one, Stacy? I think you're probably the next one anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. Born. There we go. My question: what kinds of companies should Coke and Pepsi be looking to acquire? Should they be trying to diversify? Give examples. It's kind of a two-edged sword, I guess, because the companies that I said they should diversify, and I've already gave examples of what companies they should acquire, like box water. You see all the water and the aluminum, you see glass water, but now there's something called box water, and I put the website, so that actually will be example. Box water is better. And then there's Genius Juice, where it's like smoothie juice. Then you have Suja Juice, where they actually sell drinking vinegars. That was interesting. Probiotic waters. and they do a different green juice. The challenge for me was finding companies that Coke hadn't already acquired, you know, because when I went to look for them,
They're buying them up, aren't they?
yeah, it was like, oh, Coke already owns this, you know, so that was a challenge, but those are pretty good ones. But the one that really threw me was the drinking vinegar. So, I mean,
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
yeah, they really got flavors and everything.
Drinking the vinegar instead of the wine.
Yeah. Well,
Things
what
you
about alcohol? I mean, I don't know if that would really be a good thing for them to diversify into, but they could do like, whiskey, Coke.
I've put, you know, and I'm not a drinker or anything, but I did say diversifying, and not on this question specifically, but in my Socratic skill builders and things like that, you know, that is an untapped market for both Coke and Pepsi, you know, and like you said, the rum and Coke type of drinks, who knows? That might be interesting. I don't know.
That's actually pretty big in Australia. They have a lot of those. Just a can of rum and Coke. Pretty big.
Yeah, maybe Coke needs to merge with Anheuser-Busch. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But other than that, I mean,
It's good. Good.
yeah.
I did write some stuff on this. Let's to add to discussion, see if I've got anything. Yeah. I guess I took this a little bit different whenever I just wrote some notes. Whenever it said what kinds of companies, I wasn't thinking the actual names. I was thinking the types that would bring them advantage, like companies that already have penetration in markets that they're not in. I put companies that give them an advantage with foreign regulations. I put companies that already have a healthier image. So that's what my understanding of the question was, at least the first one.
Well, I think for Suja juice,
Yeah, and you listed this because you were more specific. Like I said earlier, I'm more broad and you're more specific. It's kind of.
no, that's fun. I was trying to point out that Suja juice was one of trying to go back to it because they were a fave of. Let me see. I gotta go back to it. So that would really be one that Coke would want to do.
So I think we should include something like these are all things that they could diversify into, but what about vertical integration? They could buy a chain of retailers in airport kiosks or something like that where they're actually distributing Coke and they're kind of all over the world.
Let's see. So you want to add?
Yeah, I can't actually see your screen right now. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I'm not seeing much either.
Okay. Let me see something.
I can see an email from us.
Let's see. Sure. I was trying. There we go. Give me just a second. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to get another window. Let's see. So you said they should diversify into. Let's see. What was the last one you said? They should diversify into.
Into basically vertical integration. So some sort of retailer. And I was thinking something like a airport kiosk where they would be all over the world, something that everybody who travels sees.
Okay.
You know, vertical integration. Yeah, I've seen Suja juice before.
Mm-hmm. I have yet to try it, but I have seen it.
Yeah, I think I bought it once and it was all right. You can taste how healthy it is.
That's usually not a good thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Oh, but those are vinegar, huh? Okay. That's what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all see the screen with the suja juice?
Yeah.
Trying to see one of them. It was like they were a fave for. I never suja juice. Let's see. Come on. Probably should have wrote it down. Basically, they had a high rating, which would have gave them notice with Coke. Yeah, named number 2 in Forbes' most promising companies in 2015.
Oh, okay.
So that's something that should have gave them a lot of attention.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Anything else y'all want to add?
Other than just vertical integration, if you guys have any other ideas like that. I mean, obviously a kiosk or a retailer would make sense, but maybe some sort of like, maybe they could buy Redbox and then Redbox could have Coke in it as well, or, you know, so they could team up with the distribution efforts of Redbox and maybe something like that.
Yeah. I like the airport kiosk suggestion because I can see a lot of people wanting to have and grab a quick drink without standing in a line. It's easier just to pull out, you know, cash or swipe your card to get something to drink than
Yeah.
standing in a line. Is a lot better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I was thinking more like they buy like a whole kiosk with like gum and mints and, you know, they sell their own product, but they also sell a bunch of other stuff. It gives them a little diversification, but it's also vertical integration because they'd be selling their own product.
So wouldn't that be like being a joint venture with Wrigley's?
Yeah, I mean, if it's just a gum and soda shop, maybe that's not a very good, because it wouldn't really.
It's good because the chapter talked about, you know, a joint.
It's the concept, though. I mean, that's the direction. Maybe not the exact pairing, but yeah,
Yeah. I can't
the
name
idea
it,
is there.
but yeah. I think Redbox would be an interesting idea too, like just a different form of distribution.
The only thing that I would say with Redbox is that if it goes out and the sodas get hot, then what's the likelihood of it exploding on your technology?
Right.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay. Well,
I think that's not for what I had.
all right. Well, I think I'm the last one then, right? This was a shorter one, so maybe we only have 10 minutes, so you can unshare, I can share, and
This is an interesting question.
Can you guys see?
Uh, let's see. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the single most important factor in the world of business that determines the performance of a company? So this was sort of a difficult one.
Hmm.
It's like everything we've been talking about is different strategies and having different measurements and different things that determine success. So to just say one thing seemed kind of ridiculous. So I was sort of writing out, you know, finance doesn't cover this and market share doesn't cover this. And one of the things that none of them really totally encompassed was like long-term sustainability. So then I thought maybe that is the one thing that's broad enough to cover everything. So you want long-term sustainability in market share, finances, employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction, and efficiency of operation. So it's kind of my creative way of giving a really generic answer.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts were the same, and along the same lines as, and you take the accounting class and the economics and statistics and all of these, the number one thing that they push in all of these classes is the primary goal of the firm is, shareholder value, increasing shareholder value or profit. That's really the bottom line, and that shouldn't be the case.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not profit, but the company still needs to be profitable. Otherwise, they can't sustain.
Yeah, and you could be profitable this month or this year, but if you have no long-term plan, then that's not really a good investment either.
Not right. We kind of have a metric here at where we work. Profit's not in anything that we have, but we do try to be profitable. But it's the number of lives we've enhanced, and so that's how we do it. So it could be through, partnering with other companies, or number of people we get into a new home, to a number of people we've helped repair credit, to we have a foundation, number of people we can impact through our foundation. So, it takes profit, and it takes the teamwork, and it takes all of that to be able to drive those things. But I don't know if that's the right factor for the world of business, but for some businesses it could.
And it would depend on what the business is. So that's what
Right.
makes this question so kind of hard to answer because,
Like if you're Coke or Pepsi, what would it be? What's their single most important factor? Market share?
market share.
Yeah. Brand recognition? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not going to carry through. I don't think market share is a big deal for us too, but somebody that maybe like a nonprofit wouldn't really care about market share. They'd care about helping other people and impacting lives. A hospital is not really necessarily going to care about market share. They care about offering good health care and having the best doctors, things like that. So
Right.
it varies per industry. So I went really broad.
I agree with the direction. Absolutely agree.
Okay. Anything you guys want me to change?
Somehow, I kind of want to add, like, it depends on your leader. If you have a good leader, that they can get so much done. Like, having an excellent leader, you'd be surprised how much an unorganized organization can get done.
That's true. Okay, so what if I were to say, long-term sustainable profitability could be your most important factor, but leadership can influence all of these factors.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good.
I'll get rid of this one.
That's good.
Okay. Oops. Is that all we have? We could go over Robert's. Okay.
Yeah, Robert's question. Let's see if I had anything
Yeah,
on
it looks
that.
like he didn't answer it actually.
He didn't.
Um,
And I have just some general thoughts on this. I wrote a few things down for this question, but didn't really organize them. But I'm not somebody who's going to pick up a framework and just follow it to the T. I mean, not even a recipe. If I'm going to bake cookies, I'm going to tweak it and make it my own.
Mhm.
You know, we follow a lot of frameworks. So, you know, as a technology guy, we have one called ITIL, Infrastructure Technology Information Library, which has like a list of like a billion processes that you should be following to be a sophisticated and modern and mature IT organization. But of course, it would take a staff of, you know, 500 people or 5,000 people to do everything that's listed there. So there's modifications, tweaks, and everything that we have to do. I would say the same thing as far as building a strategy for the company. I don't know if I could follow one framework to a T. I would take a few things from them and kind of use maybe one as a primary guide. I do like the Playing to Win book and the things that are listed in there. I think that's a very good and simple summary, but I don't know. That's where I would be. And it would also depend on the industry and the company, the size of the company.
Yeah.
You know, really, there's too much going on to say, oh yeah, this company, I'm going to do that. So that's me. I don't know. Kind of a hodgepodge anyway.
Yeah. Playing to win.
I probably would do like the blue ocean strategy, like dealing with the service industry. You basically would have to try to do a blue ocean strategy where you're so different that your competition is irrelevant. Because other than that, you will be competing based on price.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, and you don't want to be the low cost on some of those. You need to be a differentiator.
one,
If you're selling sugar, you know, or you're a ketchup manufacturer, you don't really need to differentiate. I mean, you can't create a blue ocean in those.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, ideally we'd all have blue ocean strategies, but it's going to be hard to come up with one and implement it.
Right, depending on what it is. We've got a few for our company that's very strategic. I would consider it creates a bit of a blue ocean for us, but I don't know.
for one of the properties that the management company that I work for, one of the owners, he decided to put an ice cream machine in the lobby.
There you go.
Surprised with in the reviews on it, how many customers say, "Hey, we heard about your ice cream machine. We love it. We're coming here for that." I mean, it's literally a cold serve ice cream machine smack dab in the lobby, and people like, "Hey, we never seen this before. This is really nice. This is neat." Especially
That's awesome.
in the heat of summer.